One that I've had for a little while that I haven't spent a ton of time with until recently. I wore it when I first got it and then kind of shelved it for a little while because the weather started to warm up. Well, now I've been spending a lot more time with this particular Montale fragrance, including wearing it today. Talking about Montale Spicy Oud. So stay tuned. So we'll take a look at the box, but it is just a white tester box. So here you go. Looks similar to the regular ones, has the label for the name of the fragrance with the matching color as per the original gold box. Has some sort of number on top. Some fragrance information on the back. Nothing else really going on besides a barcode right here. Nothing special, tester box. Then with the bottle, it is the same bottle, only the difference is the pin goes through the atomizer head just for show instead of it being a pin to stop the atomizer. So that's the difference with the tester bottles, is this is literally connected to it. It's just there for show to give the full look, though it does kind of weigh it down and make it lean a little bit. But you have this beautiful black and gold gradient design. Those of you know I'm a Saints fan, so I'm very partial to black and gold. Name of the fragrance, size, concentration. Do have some fragrance information on the sticker on the bottom, and atomizer shoots pretty far, narrow stream. Not aroma though, but the atomizer gets the job done. So let's talk about this scent. So beast, loud, spicy oud. That's the best words to describe this fragrance, okay? It's a very simple note breakdown, as you'll see on screen. It is very patchouli and oud heavy, and saffron seems to be the only spice that's shown here, but I get a lot more warm red pepper, peppery spice aside from just saffron. Yes, saffron is dominant. You do pick up saffron, and it's pretty well blended. It does not change a whole lot. There's a little bit of that orange up top, but I mean, it's definitely not a fresh citrus blast that's in your face in the opening. I do not get much of it. I get a little orange hint that does tend to fade after about 30 minutes. It hangs out for a little while. And the oud here is medicinal, but not barnyardy. It's not a stanky, stinky, super challenging type of oud. Because Montale and Mancera tend to use a bit more synthetic oud, so they're most of the time a little bit easier to wear than some of your more, authentic, super challenging ouds. Here, the spices really blend well enough with this to kind of counterbalance it, if you will, and kind of level things out to where it's not too heavy of oud, and the patchouli is so in the forefront here. Even from the beginning in the opening blast, I get a lot of patchouli. It adds a creaminess here. It doesn't add a chocolatey nature, but it does add an earthy creaminess here to go with the extremely warm wood medicinal oud. Not overly medicinal, but it does kind of have that cough syrupy medicinal type of smell to it, but it's not too heavy. Like I said, the spice and the patchouli kind of balance things out here very well. Very linear. Aside from that orange note, burning off after about 30 minutes or so, maybe a little sooner, maybe a little bit longer. It's roughly in that 30-minute range every time I've worn it. I try my best to clock what I'm getting when I'm testing these fragrances, and I pretty much get that creamy, earthy patchouli from start to finish. The oud and the patchouli are the most dominant notes here because that's what I'm left with in the deep dry down. The spices don't really completely go away, that saffron, and like I said, there's this red pepper spice that I get as well. That's in the first few hours of the fragrance, really warming this thing up and making it quite spicy, which makes the name fitting, Spicy Oud. And then that's basically the heart of the fragrance. I would say the heart of what this fragrance is about with the spices lasts for several hours. I'm talking in the 6-7 hour range before it starts to really turn into just the warm wood oud with that creamy and very earthy patchouli. It's a very dirty patchouli. It goes really well with oud, to be honest with you. Makes for an extremely dark, ideal for cold weather type of fragrance. Performance, like I said from the start, beast, room filler. If you spray this one heavy, you're filling a room. If you spray this one moderately, you're probably still filling a room. If you spray this one light, you're gonna pronounce I'm here when you walk in a room. This stuff is heavy. It wears heavy, it projects heavy, it lasts 12 plus hours on my skin. It's a bona fide beast mode fragrance. And the best part is you can find these under $100, anywhere from $55, $60 to $80, $90, depending on where you can find it online. This is a bargain quality spicy oud beast mode fragrance. Like I said, not the most natural oud out there. It is more on the synthetic side because that's what they tend to use, what Pierre Montale tends to use from what I understand. So it's not too challenging, but it is very oudy. Hence the name. It has oud in the name, so it is featured heavily with oud, and it's a beastly, spicy, enjoyable oud. So like I said, 12 plus as far as hours of longevity on my skin, and projection is very heavy. In the first 2 to 3 hours, projection is very heavy. You have to be mindful of your situation and how well pronounced you want to be. If you just flat out don't care, spray away. Fill a room, choke people out. That's totally up to you. Not something I do. This is a 4 to 5 spray fragrance for me. Very, very, very strong projection. I mean, reaching damn near across a room filling type of stuff, even at 4 to 5 sprays. In the first few hours, projection starts to subside a bit after about the 6-hour mark. It starts to get a bit closer to the skin, but never really gets too close to the skin till way into the fragrance life. I'm talking in that 10, 11, 12-hour mark. So if you're looking for something that's going to scream, look at me, and it's different, it's not your run-of-the-mill designer fragrance, and you're looking to get into ouds, and you have a taste for spicy fragrances, you might want to look into Montale Spicy Oud. So I would deem this as a try before you buy. Not a must try, but not blind buy safe. Unless you're into this type of scent profile. If you have a collection of Montales and Manceras and you're used to the way they utilize oud in so many fragrances, I mean, a countless, amount of fragrances in the library between the two houses. If you're into that stuff already, then by all means, roll the dice, do what you want to do, or get yourself a carded sample. But if you're just starting to dive into Montale, you're just starting to dive into oud, you're just starting to dive into Mancera, absolutely try first, because there's a possibility you won't be able to stand the way this is an acquired taste fragrance. This is definitely not a mass appealing for everybody type of scent. But if you want something different and you like spicy, like I do, this is a fantastic spicy oud, probably my favorite, that features a dominating spice and oud of everything you see behind me, including what you can't see on screen. Definitely try before you buy. And until next time, do me a real quick favor, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, because I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. How many of you have tried this? Like I said, it's different. If you like spicy ouds, the name's fitting. It's a spicy oud. It's very warm. It's very earthy. I'm normally not a fan of earthy, but it's usually earthy vetivers that turn me off. Earthy patchoulis, quite delightful in my opinion. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on spicy oud from Montale and you give it a spray now, who knows? You might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.